Now, how does Snap Mobile One kind of build upon Snap Mobile's existing services? Maybe particularly Snap Raise.
Yeah, obviously, Snap Raise was where we started,
Right.
finding a better way for teams and groups to raise money. And again, as we heard that feedback, what we also realized is that we capture through our fundraising process so much great information about a team and about the participants there and all the community that supports us. And so Snap Mobile One really helps us connect all the dots with that information and with all the other things that a coach or athletic director are doing, and they get bringing it into one platform where they can seamlessly access all of that data and not have to do multiple entry, not have to enter rosters multiple times or change schedules in multiple places. But to do it all in one place and connecting those dots also makes everything more effective. So if you're bringing a team into our platform through rostering, we have that information that allows us to more effectively invite them to run a campaign and communicate with their supporters so that we get more kids participating, more makes it simpler and easier for the coach to run those. So again, connecting those dots of fundraising with those other tool sets is really what we've been trying to do to make that seamless for a athletic director or coach.
Great. So can you talk about the inspiration behind developing the Snap Mobile One? And maybe as a follow-up, was this a response to specific feedback that you've received from coaches or athletic directors or specific schools?
Yeah, absolutely. Since our inception, our goal as a business has been to find ways to reduce the time and effort that coaches and athletic directors have to spend on fundraising and other administrative tasks. And as a business, we talk to hundreds, if not thousands, of coaches and athletic directors every week, and they like to give us their feedback. They like to tell us what the pain points are and what they struggle with. And we constantly hear about how much time they spend handling administrative tasks, how much time they spend, dealing with challenges and problems, and how many different systems they have to use to do that, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or 5 different pieces of software to be able to handle everything. And so that feedback really resonated with us, have our mission being how do we save them time and effort. And with that in mind, we started to really develop and expand upon our fundraising tool set and find ways in which we can offer more in one place. As we did that, we built several tools and acquired a couple of companies and have been integrating them into one cohesive platform that allows a athletic director and coach to handle all of the most important tasks they need to run and organize their programs, to communicate effectively with kids, with families, with communities, and to really engage the community more effectively.
Yeah, I think the transparency is one of the great features of Snap Mobile and in general, and data security is of a utmost importance, I would imagine, with a company like yours. You touched on data security briefly, but that is a growing concern, I would say, among the general public, particularly in youth sports, as you just alluded to. But can you discuss any specific measures that Snap Mobile One takes to protect user data?
Yeah, this is really a core part of our business, is making sure that we create trust and we earn that trust with our customers. And we do that by having a really robust system for data security. It starts by the people we hire. We've got a great CTO who has an extensive background in this space, worked for huge companies that really have a really important need for security. And he's brought that into our business and really helped us develop that. We have everything from required trainings for our employees so that they understand how to protect our company and how to protect our customers as it relates to data and privacy and security. We also go through a process of certification with an organization called NIST that has standards that the government also uses for data privacy and security, and we make sure we're compliant with that, and we follow those steps to be compliant with those NIST certification requirements. Additionally, we all have also partnered with an organization called Access for Learning, A4L, and the Student Data Privacy Consortium, who work with schools and organizations to set standards and then promote those standards and make sure it's happening, those standards are being withheld within schools. They've been very focused on kind of the classroom time of day and haven't been as focused on what happens after all those extracurriculars. And we've been working closely with them to establish those standards for all of those activities that happen after the class is released and they go out to those activities. Because again, after the release, there's so much more additional data that's shared, whether it be related to fundraising or registration or your physicals that are required for sport. And so our goal is to make sure we are not only following the best practices by implementing them internally, but also ensuring that our schools have access to information about the best practices so they can protect their kids, their students, the parents, the families, the community, and the coaches and athletic directors at the same time as it relates to that data privacy and security.